This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Well, Fat Joe did his wrap up, and he had Ja Rule as a guest, and he had Ashanti came in and Remy Ma. Now, according to Fat Joe, this is the biggest rated versus ever. He said the guy from Trilla said you broke all kinds of records. This is cap. He said it was 1.9 million viewers that came in and out. Go to the stats for the Jeezy and Gucci Man, and you'll see that it held 5 million total viewers in and out. And Brandy and Monica record, which is the first live stream broadcast, did a lot. Okay, Ashanti and Keisha Cole did 6 million total viewers. Okay, so Gucci for rap, Gucci and Jeezy still hold the record. We know that. It was the most entertaining verses. And I think the next up would be the Lox versus Dipset. Surprisingly, super entertaining. I mean, they weren't playing around. The Lox was not playing around. Last night, you got two acts, Joe and Ja Rule. Joe seemed like he was coming with the energy in the beginning, and then he claims in his wrap-up, oh, Ja, thought I didn't have the wind to do it. He thought I'd need a break. You did need a break. You took a 30-minute shower break in the middle, and you changed your whole outfit, and he thought he could win off of swag. Now, between the two artists, who would I put on first? I put on Fat Joe. He's hip-hop music, okay? I love it. Ja Rule, it's not my cup of tea, but he has the hit records, okay? What was the real wins of last night? Well, Remy came out. Her voice sounds different, but, she came out. It was good to see Remy and Joe together. Joe claimed that Remy deserved that Birkin bag because she's always held him down no matter what. That's false. Don't forget, Remy came for Joe's neck for bad business before she went to jail. 2 years before she went to jail, she was ripping Joe apart for years, and they made up when she came out of jail. Okay? Don't forget that. That's hip-hop history that needs to stay in the books, okay? We can't just be positive here. Negative things have happened, okay? The takeaways from last night is Ashanti, Nelly hugging Ashanti, not Nelly with Fat Joe. Nelly going up to Ashanti, his old boo, okay? Getting a hug from her. Jadakiss came out. The energy shift in the middle where you thought Fat Joe was giving Ja Rule that energy, and he thought he was going to keep it hip-hop the whole time, but in the second part, Fat Joe thought he had to battle Ja Rule with girl records, so he went for the Chris Brown, he went for the So Excited, he went for the Jeremiah song. Lost us. These are songs we don't care about. We wanted to hear that white. We wanted to hear, those kind of songs, okay? We wanted to hear those kind of songs. He lost the energy. He came out looking like a pumpkin. But I respect Fat Joe's music. Fat Joe's been in the game for 30 years. That's a win right there. And still relevant, right? Ja Rule was actually popping last night. People actually care about Ja Rule today for this week because of the verses last night. Fat Joe kind of acts like he was doing Ja Rule a favor in the wrap up. He was like, "Yo, I made sure everybody got paid." Okay, cool. Ashanti got a Birkin. What else happened last night that was great? Fat Joe was just lying, man. Like, he was acting like this is the guy from Versus said this is the most entertaining Versus he ever saw. Everybody in the crowd was loving it. The crowd was so quiet last night. Let's be honest. They didn't care. Now, Diddy versus Dre, that might have sparked up last night. That was a hot topic. And, of course, Irv Gotti stirred it up with 50, and now Ja Rule saying that 50 is nothing without Eminem. They're stirring that up. That's like side distractions that people were talking about, and that's what we're talking about from that versus. We're not talking about any energy Fat Joe or Ja Rule gave. We're not talking about how many viewers were in there. It peaked on Instagram at like 300K. When you were watching the Jeezy and Gucci, that was getting up near 1 million. It might have been at 1 million. I don't know. It was staying heavy, like close to 1 million, because these guys really had beef with each other, and they were more entertaining. The Lox and Dipset, I think that was hovering around 600K. So they did more viewership than this. But Joe said Joe said he broke records, and he didn't, because he has to keep his ratings up because he has a show now, on Revolt. So, let's just set the record straight on there. Other than that, love Joe's music. Ja Rule did his thing. I'm going to say it's one of the most boring verses, but it was still entertaining for a Tuesday night. It lacked a lot, but you know what? It was a bad matchup. Irv Gotti said that himself in the comments. This is not the matchup you wanted to see. If anything, you wanted to see Ja Rule and 50 Cent, but 50 Cent would never do that, Fat Joe, who would he go against? I don't know, I couldn't even think about who he would go against in my mind, I couldn't think about it. Anyways, I just want to set the record straight on that. I'm not hating. And we'll get the Ja Rule fans and we'll get the Fat Joe fans in here that tell me I'm hating. I'm not being positive enough. Sorry. Keeping it real sometimes is just telling the truth. And sometimes the truth isn't somebody else's truth because they're lying. Okay? Everybody last night had the same energy. It was trash afterwards. That's all I saw on Twitter. That's all I saw in the comments on our live. And then all of a sudden today, it was the hottest thing that ever happened because Fat Joe and Ja Rule were just so ecstatic from the energy last night. He was like, the energy was crazy last night. Everybody was there. Everybody wants to be on Versus. Come on. Everybody wants to go. Okay? Anyways, this is JordanTower with JT News. All right.